Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for, this is your September bonus reading. You have this hourglass card. It says time is of the essence. You have a Screen Man card. It says the forces of nature favor you. So something, I would get started on something or take control of something. You have the Chariot, and the Chariot is the card of hard control in the tarot. So it represents like really, grabbing onto those reins and making something happen. So whatever you're thinking about or trying to do, I would get moving, right? or get started with that Chariot energy. I would also say that this reading looks pretty good because you have the sun in your foundation. And so whenever you have something like the sun in your foundation, it's like the foundation of the entire reading. And it says that, things could be going really well for you at this time, or, things are about to go really well for you. So we'll have to see what is going on. You have the Chariot as your first card. Like I said, the Chariot, this is your general energies, how you're entering into the reading. The Chariot is like wanting to have a victory. The Chariot is about setting yourself apart as well. He's leaving the city behind him and he is charging in, an unknown direction. He is, the only thing that is guiding him is these two sphinxes in front of him. They represent the mysteries of the universe. He has these stars up here, moons right here, represents as above, so below. So I always like to stress that the Chariot is all about alignment. Like where is your energy pointing, right? And it's all about getting into alignment. So you can have whatever you want with the Chariot, but you just have to be in alignment with the things that you want. So I always say, like, the Chariot is about everything. You have to, adopt the habits of people who are successful doing whatever it is that you want. So you have to have good habits. You have to be in a good environment. So you have to create a positive environment for yourself. It's a great card for just using manifestation in general. So I would be doing all those things with the Chariot. Your crossing energy is the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands can be what hurts you or helps you at this time, the crossing energy. The Nine of Wands, I feel, is about, like, I kind of feel both for you here, Aquarius. I feel that some of you need to, like, open up. The Nine of Wands can be a little bit guarded. I also feel that what would help you with the Nine of Wands is experimentation, especially in work or business. The Nine of Wands is my card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So I feel that for a lot of you, experimentation or trying new things would be a really good idea for you at this time. And I would just try new things. And you might be asking, like, where in your life? I would say, like, whatever you are dreaming about with that Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is a dream. It's funny because I think in your September reading, I made a joke about how you always get the Seven of Cups with me. And the Seven of Cups is about, like, needing to find out. He is dreaming of something he wants, but he is seeing the good things and bad things in these cups. And he's never going to know unless he, pushes go, right? Unless he actually brings that dream down to earth. In the area of your thoughts or what's on your mind, you have the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is a pretty good card for your thoughts. It's a great card for learning. So he represents studiousness. He represents, self-education. And so if you're learning anything new or if you're doing anything new, this could represent you, like, educating yourself on something. This could also be love, because we go down to Seven of Cups to the Two of Cups. In the area of your closest relationships, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So this to me would represent, like, hesitating, kind of like hesitating on either making a move or hesitating on communication. He represents communication. I'm getting a million things for you, Aquarius. Like, for some of you, I feel like you could be receiving communication. For others of you, it's like you're hoping to receive communication from a person. For some of you, I feel like you are going to be communicating with a person. The list goes on and on there. And the Page of Pentacles, like, I feel that this is something, if you want love, I feel that this is something that needs to be grounded in reality. And what I mean by that is, that does not mean you have to do anything with this person, but going this way, the Seven of Cups is not reality. It is just the fantasy. And, the problem is we have Neptune and Pisces right now, and the fantasy is always more attractive than the reality with Neptune and Pisces. Now, what I will say is that Neptune is retrograde, so that makes things a little bit different. But the Seven of Cups says you have to find out how something is going to turn out. You can't, if you just live in the fantasy, you'll just be living in the fantasy. That's it. Your foundation is the sun, so a lot of happiness, a lot of joy, a lot of celebrations. It's weird that your outcome card is the Nine of Swords. We'll look into it. We'll see what that's about. I'm not sure yet. So we'll talk about it when we get there. We're also going to clarify the reading. But the sun makes the whole entire reading more positive, so I wouldn't even really worry about the Nine of Swords just yet until we get there. Who knows? It might get worse. I don't know. We'll find out. But the sun is definitely a very positive card. It kind of says the sun is shining on you at this time. It says that you have a solid foundation right now, or you will have a solid foundation very shortly. So, I feel pretty good about the sun. One thing I will say about the sun is that the sun wants you to pay attention to your attention, and you have that Seven of Cups. It's like Seven of Cups is thinking about the good stuff and the bad stuff, but it's like, where is your attention being drawn, right? And this could be in any area of your life, and the sun wants you to pay attention to your attention. Next, in the area of the past, you have this Flow card, and you have this Foresee card as well. So, this is pretty interesting, because you have the King of Wands also in the past, and the King of Wands has foresight. He is a little bit of a visionary. He can kind of see the future. He's very innovative as well. And a lot of you, it's like maybe, I kind of feel like there is something about time in this reading, because you have this Time is of the Essence card. There's a clock on this Foresee card right here in the middle. So I feel for some of you that, and also, the other thing I think is interesting about this card is that there's like a string that's pulling the moon into the chair. Like the moon can represent some sort of dream that you have. The King of Wands has the gift of foresight, kind of. He is very innovative. Again, he has visionary ideas. And I kind of feel that the King of Wands could be talking about your visionary ideas. You're an Aquarius. So I feel that it's time to take action on your visionary ideas. It's like you see the future, you see that there's something you want, or there's something you want to accomplish, and the King of Wands would say hit go, push the button, right? Get started on whatever it is that you are dreaming about. In your next row, for the very near future, you have this Koi Fish Spirit. Says you're manifesting more love, prosperity, and wealth into your life. Love it. You have this Stag Spirit. Says you were meant for great things. Trust in all that you have to offer. Yes, it's like you are enough. Maybe you need to say that to yourself as well, Aquarius. You are enough for whatever it is that you're about to do. There's nothing that you have to do. The stag, also can represent taking the lead or needing to take the lead on something. So a lot of you could be about to take the lead in some area of your lives. You have the Seven of Cups. Again, there are good things and bad things in those cups, but he really doesn't know what's going to happen until he does it. So, the whole point of the Seven of Cups is to I think is to not hesitate. He's hesitating on making a decision, and by doing that, he is just slowing things down, right? And also, he might be wrong. So he might be thinking this could be good, this could be bad. He's going back and forth, but it's maybe it's somewhere in the middle, or maybe it's good, or maybe it's bad, right? But he isn't going to know. And so the Seven of Cups sometimes I feel says, do not drive yourself crazy just imagining how something is going to turn out. Do it. If this is a business, start it, see what happens. And if it's bad, at least you know what not to do, right? Same thing with love. It's if it's a love person who's communicating with you, start it, see what happens. If it's good, great, keep it going. If it's bad, then it's bad, and then you can end it, and then at least you know. This right here is driving you crazy, I feel, a little bit, because you're just thinking about something, and maybe it's not driving you crazy, but maybe it's something that you're thinking about, and I think you need to bring it down to earth. You have the Two of Cups. Actually, we're going to go here. For your outcome row, you have this moon circles. It says support on it. You have this moon stone that says slow it down. So maybe you need to kind of slow your thoughts down, or slow your mind down, and kind of think things through. I also feel this could represent, getting support from friends, family, people who can kind of make sense of a dream for you. You have the Two of Cups over the next few months, and the Two of Cups, of course, could be love. Two of Cups is usually someone who's very different than your usual type, or they could just come from a different place as well. Two of Cups, these people look very different, and I do feel that. The Two of Cups also usually starts with communication. This right here is a Staff of Hermes. So for a lot of you, if you're meeting a person, could be a perfect match, although I feel like it's a fantasy at the moment with the Seven of Cups. But the Two of Cups would say communication. Definitely could be a fire sign or an earth sign. You have a lot of fire and earth in this reading. Could be any sign, general reading. Could be a person with fire or earth in their chart as well. Take it how it resonates. But, what I would say here is I feel this could be something that starts as communication. In the area of your closest relationships, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is no movement. So Again, if you want love, or even if you just want to socialize or be around people, Knight of Pentacles would say you are going to have to initiate those things, whatever it is that you need. So don't be afraid to like ask friends to hang out. Don't be afraid to, go out. Don't be afraid to go do things with the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is unlimited potential. He has these empty fields behind him, and all he has to do is plant seeds in those fields, and he has more than enough knowledge and wisdom necessary to be very successful, but he has to do it. He has to go plant seeds in that field, and they will grow. So, I would definitely get planting those seeds. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the Queen of Swords. I like this because we go up from the Seven of Cups to the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords only has clouds halfway up her body, and she is seeing into the future, but she is seeing clearly for the first time. So the Queen of Swords kind of says that you could be gaining clarity, or you are seeing clearly for the first time. She's also kind of like more cautiously optimistic. She has a sword up. She has her hand out. She's like willing to receive something, but she will also chop something's head off if it doesn't seem right. So again, she's kind of like in a good decision-making position here, or a good position to make a decision. And again, I would just like trust your instincts, trust your intuition. Trust how you feel about things, and obviously if something isn't going in the right direction, you should probably remove it from your life. Your outcome is interesting. It's the Nine of Swords. Again, I'm still not sure how I feel about this. Nine of Swords says, do not repeat a cycle. Nine of Swords is like having a nightmare, waking up and being stuck in a nightmare. But the problem is like the situation he is in is not painful enough for him to make a change. So he has this blanket right here, and the blanket represents like a comfort blanket. But again, it's like he's in a position where he's not in enough pain to make a change. And so I feel like the Nine of Swords is saying, like, maybe you're not in pain, but maybe things could be better in your life. And the Nine of Swords basically says, don't wait. Right? And it says, don't wait for things to get worse. I can't, like, I'm not picking on anyone here when I say this, but, it's like I've done so many readings over the years where it's like I've read for a person and they're like, oh, I've been with this person for, 40 years. And I feel like I wasted the last 40 years of my life because I knew at the beginning that they were toxic, but I stayed with them anyway, hoping that it would work. And, I kind of get that feeling here where it's like, and I'm not just talking about love, right? I'm talking about everything. It's like maybe sometimes we shouldn't wait for things to get better. Maybe sometimes we have enough information and we should leave, before things get worse. And that's kind of what the Nine of Swords says. It says you can be the bug or the windshield. You can be the immovable force, or you can be the bug that gets hit on the windshield. And I feel, you have that time is of the essence card, you have that other card, so it's like saying, don't wait. But this doesn't even have to be a bad thing, right? And here's the other thing that I like to stress, is that tarot is not literal, and tarot is loose guidance at best. So again, obviously, if you're with a person, like those people, their clue to get out of the relationship should have been the person not putting in the work. Obviously, if you are with a person right now, and if things seem a little bit off, but they're willing to work on it, totally different story. If you find a person who's willing to put in the work, like that doesn't even exist nowadays, right? So if you find a person who's willing to put in the work, I would obviously stay. That's probably a good clue that they're not going to be toxic in the future, right? That they're willing to change. But if they're not, then leave. But the other thing is that I feel like this doesn't even have to be something bad. I feel like this is just your current existence, and it doesn't even have to be that bad. And it's just saying, like, now you could have something right now, that Seven of Cups, the dream, whatever you're dreaming about, but you have to like make a move to make it happen, right? And I kind of get that feeling here. With the Chariot and the Nine of Wands, I can't get a card here. Here we go. You have the Two of Pentacles, like a choice that you have to make. The Two of Pentacles can say you might be having a hard time making a decision right now because you have a lot going on. So the Two of Pentacles could say that you're very busy and you're not sure about the future. But I kind of get the feeling of needing to take a risk in this reading. And it's like, at least, even if you don't have the time for something, or I don't even know if it's about time, or it's like you have a lot going on. It's like, at least you can say you tried, right? So, like, let's say you have a job right now and you're super busy, but you want to start a side hustle or like a business or something. I feel this card is saying, at least you can say you tried. And, I think that's what's really important here. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Three of Cups, celebration, fun, enjoyment, happiness, really good energy. This could also be a reunion as well. If this is love, I kind of feel this is like a past life person. Definitely could be like a very strong connection. For others, the weird thing I'm getting here is that this is like a person you've never been with in a past life, which is strange. But I feel like the reading is saying that because I feel like it's saying that you are attracting like a very fresh energy. So if you want love, this could be something that leads to a celebration and makes you very happy. I also feel the reading is saying here and here that it would be an amazing time for you to like initiate socialization. So if you've been like in hermit mode, or if you haven't been socializing, sometimes I feel that social energy can really fill us up with more energy. And I think that you need to initiate some like friend time, some time with people that you enjoy, things like that. With the Sun, you have the Four of Pentacles. This is pretty much the only position where I really, really like the Four of Pentacles to show up is in the foundation. He has a very solid foundation. He has those two pentacles underneath him. And, the Four of Pentacles, while it can represent holding on too tightly to something, it is a very stable card. And so, I feel pretty good about this, especially with the Sun. I feel a lot of you could be, focusing on stabilizing your finances, or you are doing things that are stabilizing your finances. You could also be just improving your finances in general, which is great. With the King of Wands, you have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is about resourcefulness and using your resources to manifest a dream here on Earth. So again, you might be thinking that you don't have what you need to do something. Remember what I said earlier about you should be saying to yourself, you are enough. And I feel that's because this reading is saying that you could have something right now, even if you don't think that you can. So even if you don't think that you have the resources, or even if you don't think that you have the money or whatever you need to get started on something, the Queen of Pentacles doesn't care if she doesn't have the money. She is resourceful. She figures out a way to make something happen, even if she doesn't have what she needs. There's a great book called The Power of Broke by Damon John, and it's all about all these people who have created amazing businesses with like negative money in their bank account. So, again, I think that where there's a will, there's a way. That's literally what the Chariot says. And you have the Chariot as your first card, which is like the most important card in a Celtic cross, that first position. And, this is basically saying that even if you don't think you have something, you do. Well, here you go with the Seven of Cups. This is going to be your Ten of Pentacles, whatever this is. Whatever you are imagining, whatever you are dreaming. I think that this is going to be something that develops into a legacy. I always say that the Ten of Pentacles is something that we work on for the rest of our lives. So it's not something that you just necessarily get. I look at the Ten of Pentacles as something that you are creating. It's something that you are building up to, if that makes sense. There's a family on here that is very happy. Ten of Pentacles to me is like the best love card in the deck as well. So, to me, the Ten of Pentacles really represents kind of like having it all with a person. Now, I like to remind people that, again, no one's perfect. So it's impossible to find a perfect person. If you're looking for a perfect person, you're never going to find it because perfect people don't exist. But what I would say is that this is something that is as close to perfect as you possibly can get. And again, if this is a business that you want to start or an idea that you have, same thing. I think it's really, really good. With the Two of Cups, you have the Knight of Swords. I think that if this is a connection, that this will probably move forward a lot faster than you think. And, again, I feel pretty good about it. Now, the Knight of Swords definitely says don't rush. But, again, I do feel this is something that will move forward quickly. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the King of Pentacles. I love it. You have the King and Queen of Pentacles here. I really love the King and Queen of Pentacles for love, if you want love, because they are two people who, want something permanent, who want something serious, who really want to, make things work, right? With the Queen of Swords, you have the Sun. Love it. You have the Sun twice in this reading. So that looks amazing. The Sun, of course, is the best card in the tarot, makes things more positive. It makes the Nine of Swords more positive as well. And, I think that this is really good. I think that the Nine of Swords is really saying you're worrying too much. And so again, you could be worrying too much. Here's one thing that I want to tell you about this Nine of Swords. is that there are all these astrological symbols on his blanket right here. And the astrological symbols, the way that you can read the blanket on the Nine of Swords is that it represents like all the things that he's been through. He's been through all these different astrological transits. He's learned from each one of those transits that's like happened in his life, right? So the reason it's giving him comfort, or it should, is because yes, he might be in a difficult position, but he needs to realize that he's been through so much, he's learned so much, that this should actually be giving him comfort in his situation, because it's almost like empowering. It's like saying, it's saying to him, like, hey, you've learned this much. You can easily overcome whatever you're about to go through. And again, I don't think you're going through anything. I think you're just worrying about something that isn't going to happen. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is quick success, a quick conclusion. If you are going through something, this could say that there's going to be a quick conclusion to it. But the Eight of Wands, you have a lot of communication here, so it really wouldn't surprise me if you are communicating with like a new person, or if you're about to communicate with a new person or something like that. You have the Sun again in your reading, by the way. So there you go. You have this door. It says opportunities are waiting for you. Yes, hit the button. That's what I said in this reading. So I think you need to open those doors, hit the button, open the door, whatever. It's like time to get started on that Seven of Cups. Your Seven of Cups is your Ten of Pentacles. You have this diamond. It says you will be receiving or giving a precious gift. So, there could be some sort of blessing that's coming in for you here. You have the Star card. It says guaranteed success. Seven of Cups is guaranteed success. I think you're thinking too much about like things that happened in the past with the Nine of Swords, cycles that you've repeated, things that have happened multiple times. And so you could be kind of like seeing something as good, like I said, with the Seven of Cups, but you could also be thinking about the cycles, and it's like you're applying those cycles to what you have been through. The Nine of Swords, again, says you've already been through it. He has those transits on his blanket in front of him. So you've already learned the lesson. There's nothing to worry about here, and I feel like that's what this is all saying. You have this Tower. It says solid foundation, success with effort. You literally have a solid foundation in this reading with the Four of Pentacles, so clearly you're on a solid foundation. You have the Sun. It says happiness and well-being. So again, the Sun basically 3 times in this reading. This is a good reading here for you, Aquarius. I just think you just have to go, like press go, right? Or whatever your button says. But this looks really good. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.